I've never had a God issue, right?
Okay.
Like I know a lot of people in AA like shy away from the word God and they have a hard time with it. Not for me,
Yeah.
right? And for me, it's like, why would you be afraid of God? He's loving and caring and all-knowing and like powerful, and like I don't have to be in control. And for a selfish, self-centered alcoholic, for myself, letting go of that stuff, and I'm not good at letting go. I'm a control freak, and like just knowing and going to the third step prayer of like, I don't have to have this. I can give it to God. It's like,
I had a similar, like I have a similar kind of outlook. I mean, I also kind of, although I would say it took me a little longer to. There was a time when I first walked into the rooms of 12-step rooms, where I saw God on the wall, and I was like, well, I don't know about that. Like I have negative associations with people around. But then a few years later, I'd read I had my somebody recommended I read Eckhart Tolle, and then I was like, I was very willing by that time, like to sort of. And for me, one way I describe it is just like having a positive outlook. Like if the purpose, like if the world was created by somebody, or if I can sort of sit back and realize like the world's been running, without my doing all this much to make it hold it together, and if I can put some trust in the fact, like in the whatever created and maintained in a way, like the world, then so it's like it's just having a positive outlook, as opposed to like everything's going wrong, like we're all gonna die.
the sky is falling.
Yeah. So I mean that's a little bit, but one question I would maybe that follows from that is, what do you think about the weekends, the spirituality vis-a-vis the weekends? Because in a way they're very, like, people are asking like, are they, is this religious? Or I'm like, no, it's not religious. So like, but it's interesting because I think it's kind of spiritual, but we're not really talking about God typically at a weekend event.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a religious event.
Yeah.
Right. But I think there's a spirit to it.
There's certainly, yeah.
Right. And, we joke about it, but Mitchell Carstens comes to the Man-to-Man weekend, and we call him the manager of the spirit of the weekend. And there's something very magical about that kid. Mm-hmm. And actually, he's not a kid, about that man.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's something happening. I'll give you an example. September 23, put on the last Man-to-Man weekend. And DeArmond calls me in the morning. He goes, it came to me. I go, what's that? He goes, we need to do something to unify the production team. I'm like, okay. He goes, you don't have to answer me right now, but we got to do something. All right. Not even 10 minutes later, Dittmer, Mr. Lee Howe calls me and he goes, Cimino, I got an idea. I don't want to make shit up without letting you know. But here's my idea. I'm going to bring my tub for my ice bath and bring some ice, and we'll have the production team get in the ice bath. And I started laughing. I go, whoa, what's going on here? Right? So I called DeArmond back. I said, I can't tell you what it is, but I figured it out. We're unifying one way or another. And every man on the production team got up on Saturday morning and 6 a.m. and jumped in an ice bath. And some of us stayed in a minute, some of us stayed in 3 minutes, and it was definitely something I'll never forget.